Okay, hey everybody, how you guys doing? Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Hope you're having a great weekend so far, and I hope you're ready for some more Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path. So, let's see, where were we last time? We started. We went further into the new case. We walked around. I think the biggest thing that happened is that, well, first of all, we found out that John Marsh not only is he Courtney's son, but he has been kidnapped. And the demands right now from the kidnappers is that Justine Courtney will give a not guilty verdict to what's she called? Patricia Rowland, the warden, if you remember from the second case, who killed Horace Knightley. After we found out that, we tried to look for John. We asked around, and we thought we found the hideout where he was hidden, which is actually the Blaze the Best's house. But inside, we found something else. We found his son, Sebastian the Best, being tied up and gagged in that house. He was completely dumbfounded. He was an emotional wreck. He didn't know what to do. But we talked to him, and through the magic of chess, I think we kind of made him believe himself. And he has a new goal in life now, which is still to be a prosecutor, but not to be like his shitty dad, which is a good goal in life, I'd say. So it seems kind of like we followed him around a bit. It seems like he went back here to the storeroom that's below the rooftop in this building, to get the missing evidence that that Francisca needed in order to prove that Roland is the killer. So that's it. That's pretty much it. And then we went back up out here, and we heard this voice. I still don't know who this is, so let's find out. So, young lady, good sir, might I interest you in some cotton candy? Oh shit! That's the killer, right? That's him. That's Shelly the killer. What? How did he get here? What voice did I give him? I think it was something like, hold on. I think it was like,
there is also ice cream, if that is what you'd prefer.
You! Shelly the killer!
It's good to see you are well, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you doing in a place like this? As you can see, I am selling cotton candy.
He has that zipper face, like across like right in the middle of his face. He has a zipper kind of thing, right? I wonder if it means that he's actually wearing a mask and that's not what he actually looks like. Weird. And he has his, oh, he's still hurt also from the first case. Well, it's been like less than a week or so, I think. A lot has happened in the short amount of time of this game.
Would you care for some heavily cotton candy? Even sweeter than death. One bite will send you straight to heaven.
That's definitely not something I'd want to buy from the killer.
The meaning of my message, have you understood it?
Remember, we heard he contacted us through a walkie-talkie, I think, of some sort, or a radio? And he said, well, it was through the radio, so I gave him like a Bane voice, I think.
I congratulate you on resolving the case. However, can you truly say in good conscience that it has been solved?
Have you been spying on us this whole time?
Spying? Oh, heavens no. I was simply watching over you. Well, disguised as a cotton candy salesman.
Isn't that the exact same thing? What is this man's objective? Were you the one who murdered the president?
No. The contract with my client has already expired.
I didn't know that, I don't know, hit contracts have expiration dates.
President Huang is a bit of a celebrity in the world of assassins, you see. Over the years, many attempts on his life were made, and yet he stubbornly lives on. He is a robust man, surrounded by flawless security. He even employs body doubles.
Robust. That president? Rotund seems more apt. Not sure what rotund is, or what it means, but... However, it seems this time the president's security wasn't exactly flawless.
Mr. Rook, I had only just prevented your previous assassination, but this time... I did not kill him. It is not my principle to kill needlessly.
Oh, so he does it, just to pay the bills, I suppose.
I am also grateful to Rook, a worthy adversary who was connected to me by fate. Thanks to that man, I did not kill a target who had no value to be killed.
Did not kill does he mean the president? Or... Oh, that was a body double, maybe? I was thinking something like that. Maybe the man who's murdered down there is a body double. Or the man that was with us on the plane is a body double. That could also be. It would explain actually a bunch of things. It would explain why he was actually like so lame and not at all like what we imagined. Thanks to Rook preventing the assassination? What does he mean?
My client deliberately gave me a false target. It was a betrayal most foul. I am now searching for my client.
Let me guess. Could it be Blaze again? Could he be like the crux of all of this?
In all likelihood, it is the same person you are looking for.
Is he saying that his client murdered the president? Just who is this person you are referring to?
I myself am not allowed to say. It would be a violation of the rules.
Is this like John Wick, where all assassinations have like a strict set of rules? That's actually pretty cool.
I cannot disclose the identity of my clients. For to do so would create a problem of trust with my other clients.
Well, if he betrayed you, I would say that's kind of okay. Then that way the others won't betray you.
This is precisely why I am personally searching for them myself. What are you going to do when you find your client? Of course, they shall be rewarded with a punishment most befitting of a traitor. What? That person! What will happen to them? I will leave that up to your imagination.
Certainly won't be anything pleasant.
Oh, yes. I will tell you just one more thing. 3 days ago, Saran Dogan escaped from prison.
Oh. Wasn't that interesting? But... well, he's blind and he uses dogs and henchmen. Could he have done this? I'm not sure. What? Why didn't anyone tell us? Oh, maybe because we're not prosecutors anymore.
3 nights passed, Dogan's solitary cell was found vacant. It was almost as if he knew I would come pay him a visit.
He visited Dogan's cell? Could be the Dogan was the one who... Could it be that the person the killer is searching for is...
Well then, if you'll excuse me, I must get going.
That's it? Just like that?
Let us both do our best in tracking down that person.
Okay, so it is Saran, and everything is coming together, it seems. So, the killer and Dogan, these 2 assassins. What's this? This sound is...
Mr. Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing.
Oh, that's the sound. That's her ringtone? Could it be John? Or the kidnapper.
Mr. Edgeworth, how are you doing?
Sounds like they're using a voice changer. Perfect. Who is this?
Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood.
The Red Hood? Are you the person who ambushed Kay?
Brilliant deduction. I'd expect no less from a prodigy prosecutor such as yourself.
Well, he certainly talks a lot like Blaze, at least in his regard to Edgeworth. But he didn't say you know or you sees so far, so can't be sure.
Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too.
Very well. I'll put it on speaker.
Well, I must say that I didn't expect the girl to get amnesia.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
But that's not all, you see.
Okay, it is him. It's Blaze.
Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane.
This is Blaze the Best. What? This must be the person the killer spoke of. Or maybe it's not? It kind of feels like it is, since he said, you see.
I really should thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
You have no reason to thank me.
Oh, you haven't noticed? My, that's troublesome, you know. I wanted you to catch Blaze for me. So I took dear little Kay.
What?
If Kay was suspected, I knew you would investigate the case. And I was sure that the great Miles Edgeworth would be able to catch Blaze.
Maybe it's not him?
It was all according to my plan. And you know, I get the feeling that you have the wrong idea. So let me clear something up. Blaze the Best wasn't the one who kidnapped Miss Courtney's son.
You. What do you know about the kidnapping?
You and Miss Courtney are really quite alike, you know? She even came to visit you in the detention center and got all friendly with you.
How could this person know something like that? Judge Courtney was supposed to have visited me using the detective's name.
I bet you're wondering how I knew about the kidnapping, right? It's quite simple, really. It's because darling little John is in my care right now.
What?
You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces. Quickly, little Kay. You have to hurry and steal him back. You wouldn't want to tarnish that Yatagarasu's name on your first job, would you?
You even know it's my first job?
Why does this person know everything in so much detail?
Well, I suppose I can't blame you for your mistake. It seems Blaze was after John as well, you see.
He says you see and you know, so who could it be? If not, could it be like prepping up for a twist or something? So there were two kidnappings.
He's such a fool, you know. Kidnapping his own son instead.
Is John there with you? If he is, then I would like to hear his voice.
He's here, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You see, he's asleep right now.
In that case, there's no way for us to know if you really kidnapped John or not.
I suppose you don't have to believe me if you don't want to.
What is your objective? Is it to get Patricia Rowland declared not guilty?
A not guilty verdict, eh? I couldn't care less about that.
So his objective is different from Blaze's? This is getting complicated.
I think I'll keep my objectives a secret for now. Well then, I must be going. I hope you enjoy yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't think you could get away with this.
Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice. But I highly doubt that.
Whoa, what was that? Did he just kill himself? That would be so hardcore if he just killed himself and be like, ha, I won. You'll never get him. You'll never get me. You'll never bring me to justice. That would be pretty brilliant, but I don't think... This game is kind of PG, so I don't think so.
Who in the world was that?
I don't know. We don't have enough information.
Darn it! We're totally clueless! Meanwhile, they seem to know everything about us.
Know everything about us? Kay, you're right. Thinking about it, it is strange. How does the culprit know so much about us?
It's so weird. I mean, they even know about the kidnapping.
We must figure out how the culprit was able to obtain that information. I must recall, what exactly did that person know?
You and Miss Courtney are really quite alike, you know. She even came to visit you in the detention center and got all friendly with you. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Yatagarasa's name on your first job, would you?
You even know it's my first job?
You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces.
That's it. By analyzing a conversation with the culprit. I figured it out, Kay. I know the source of this person's information.
What? Really?
In all likelihood, this person probably has planted a bug. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. Otherwise, he would. If he was taking photos, he wouldn't know that it's Kay's first job, and he probably couldn't have been able to see Courtney visiting him. It is odd. Like, where could he have planted a bug that in prison they didn't notice? Even though that prison and detention center don't seem to be like max security after there's been a killing and a corrupt warden. I believe it is likely that we have been bugged.
Bugged?
Which means he can hear us right now saying that, so that's probably not smart. We should lose the bug in a way that he doesn't realize it. If you recall what that person said.
You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces.
Oh right, and that also means they probably isn't like tailing or taking photos. If they couldn't see our faces, that means they weren't taking pictures or following us.
Then they must have planted a bug somewhere. Could it be in my stuff?
Was there anything they could have had a chance to bug? There must be a hint somewhere in our conversation just now. The only thing I think could have been that is the Yatagarasu's badge. That's the only thing that was with him, I think, even in jail. How did they bug it though? That's very impressive actually. There must be a hint somewhere in our conversation just now. That's right. That person used something they shouldn't have. A conversation between Judge Courtney and myself in the visitors room. Judge Courtney!
Hush. Please, have a seat.
Or maybe she knew? only evidence I had with me at the time was... Where was the bug planted? I think here. I think that's the only thing he had on him. Take that! Okay. May I see your badge?
My Edgeworth's badge? No way!
Why not?
Mr. Edgeworth, just because you became a great thief's assistant doesn't mean you're ready to wear this badge yet.
That's not it. It's very likely that a bug was planted on it. In it.
What? In my badge?
Let's take a closer look. Again, it would have been much smarter if you didn't like do it so obviously. But okay, Oh, there's this dot. There's the pin. The most suspicious spot is right here, I think. I've been wondering about this for some time now. Did you inherit that badge from your predecessor too?
Nope. There wasn't one, so I made my own.
Why do you get ads now even though you have... I honestly don't know, Wada. I don't know. Like, I have AdBlock Plus. I've never ever once gone ads on, like, any Twitch channel that I watched. I don't watch that much, but I watch them, and I don't know. It's really weird. Like, you really shouldn't be seeing them. I'll have to, like, I don't know, look that up or something. I'll try to remember to look at it and make extra sure in my settings or something. It is really annoying, though. Especially if there are ads and I'm not seeing, like, any, like, not a cent out of it. But more than that, I don't want ads on my channel anyway. I should be able to control that, so I'll try to remember to, like, send Twitch support a question about that. But how you doing, man? Yeah, but if I can't control it, and I am, like, a Twitch associate or whatever they call it, I should at least, like, see something out of it. So how you doing, buddy? How's your weekend? Excited for Christmas? Get this week. Oh, nice, man. That is sweet. A week's vacation. I envy you. I think you're just about the only thief who'd ever want to wear something like that.
Hey! Stop making fun of me!
So, okay, so that was not it. So I guess maybe the backside? The pin side? Oh! So it is bugged.
Ah! This is...
It seemed I was right. How, if she made it though? Okay, is always wearing a bug was planted on it. In it. But if she made that, then how did the mastermind put a bug inside of it? It had to have been like really early, like in the sometime, well, before the fourth case, because that's when Edgy was arrested. Oh, it could have been. Oh, yeah. So it could have been when he pushed her and knocked her out. That has to be it. I can't think of any other time.
How did you know?
The person had been in contact with you. What's Anotoki? Wada. Is that Kei's name in Japanese?
You mean when I was knocked unconscious?
Yes. That's why I thought one of your possessions might have been bugged. However, that person also overheard my conversation with Judge Courtney. Even though that conversation took place in the visitor's room with just the two of us.
Oh, so you were holding on to it at the time?
Exactly. All the other evidence had been taken away from me. Only the Yatagarasa's badge remained with me. I wonder if that was on purpose then. Since this person seems to have a lot of power, I don't know.
So this creep's been listening in on us the whole time!
Indeed. That must be how they knew about all the information we collected. The meme they use in anime, it's like, at the time, it's used when something surprising happens in an anime, then a character suddenly realizes why that thing is happening and goes to a flashback. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I don't watch enough anime, I guess. But yeah, they actually, when you say it like that, then yes, they use that trope or meme a lot in this series. There are a lot of flashbacks.
Does that mean they're also listening in on this conversation?
Probably. Most likely. I think the only anime I've watched really... I don't think I've ever finished an anime. And the only ones I've watched are Hellsing and Full Metal Alchemist. But I didn't finish any of them. I want to revisit them. And also... Oh no, wait. I did watch... what's it called? Ghost in the Shell animes, and I love those. And I did finish those, the 2 seasons of Standalone Complex. But I do want to finish Full Metal Alchemist, I want to watch all of Hellsing, and I want to watch Cowboy Bebop. Since, you know, I've been hearing about it all the time, I just can't find the time. Exactly what. Mystery in the Koopa.
Hey, Buster!
Okay. Actually, it would be a smart idea, just like screaming as loud as she can into the bug, and that may be like hurt his ears or something.
Eavesdropping is for cowards! Why didn't you come out here and fight us fair and square?
And before he did, what was that sound just now? Ow! Oh right, she's supposed to be like a southern girl. I'll try again. I haven't been... Should have practiced on that more, I guess. Is a self-proclaimed thief? Yeah, but she doesn't eavesdrop.
Huh? That's... Nicole!
Honestly, y'all scared the bejesus out of me. Your voice was so loud there, little missy. I was so surprised. I don't feel flat on my behind.
I'm sorry.
What were you getting so riled up for?
You gotta hear this! It really grinds my gears.
How do you know this girl? Even though I haven't seen this case? Oh, she was also in the first case in the series, which I did like, I don't know, 3 months ago or something. First case in the game. So you might remember her from that. Yeah, exactly, she was in the first case. She was the main suspect there. And in this case, they're kind of like bringing everybody back and like tying all the cases together into one big case, which is actually a lot of fun.
Yes, yes. Okay, please just leave it at that. Unless you want to make tomorrow morning's headlines.
That was close.
Aw, shucks. Don't be such a stick in the mud. What's wrong with letting a gal open her heart and spill the beans? For now, I'll turn the bug off.
Oh, it's nice that there's just a little switch for that.
So, did you find the kidnappers? Miss Swift, was the boy you saw being kidnapped this boy in the photo? Nope, they ain't nothing alike. He had a more stupid-looking face and was wearing a collared school uniform.
I thought so.
So she saw Sebastian getting kidnapped and not John. So we're back to square one, basically. You have no clue where John was taken to.
Yet again, we were led astray by this woman's testimony. We'll have to conduct our investigation all over again. So, we're back where we started. Are there any new leads?
And we only have until 2 o'clock. I'm not sure what the time is right now. Oh, there we go. We got 20 minutes to find it. Oh, he says that.
There's only 20 minutes left until 2 o'clock. Will we be able to make it in time?
Mr. Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Edgeworth! About that phone call just now.
And before triangulation.
Wasn't there a strange sound at the end?
Strange sound? Do you think you can get away with this?
Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice. But I highly doubt that.
Yeah. And then I thought he shot himself, but he probably didn't.
Now that you mention it, it sounded like an explosion.
Explosion was heard. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Bane Pumpkin.
It must be a hint to establish the culprit's whereabouts. I see. The sound of an explosion, eh? I would appreciate it if you stopped eavesdropping on us.
Yeah, obviously, we all know that it's for cowards.
Mr. Prosecutor, you're as stingy as ever. First, let's see what he has to say.
So we're supposed to investigate again? Hey! It's our buddy, what are you doing here? Why are you on all fours, Gummy? What's up? Is he following us?
Gummy! Why are you running away?
Detective Gumshoe.
When Mr. Edgeworth gave up his prosecutor's badge, I just didn't know what to do.
Yeah, see, they use it all the time here. Especially, I think in this case more than the others, because like I said, it's rounding up, like it takes bits and pieces from all the other cases and ties them in.
Detective Gumshoe, don't follow me.
And then I began to think, if Mr. Edgeworth isn't a prosecutor anymore, does that mean I'm no longer a detective?
Oh my god, Gumshoe, come on.
But that's not true. Even without Mr. Edgeworth, I'm still a detective, and investigating is my job. Detectives don't investigate just for the sake of prosecutors, pal. That's why, even if I'm on my own, I won't stop investigating.
So, you've been investigating by yourself?
Then perhaps, at that time...
Isn't that exactly? Yeah, that's literally what you said, Wada.
You should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which may save Kay Faraday.
Detective Gumshoe did... So, Jill Crane's autopsy report.
I went to the detention center to see how Kay was doing. That's when I heard.
Shit, what was his voice again?
When you get to where I am, you can just create your own truths anytime you want. Kay Faraday is the culprit. That was a truth that I simply manufactured out of thin air. Good. Very good. That face. That expression.
You heard that conversation?
That's right. And that's why I looked over the evidence again myself, sir.
Gummy! That's amazing! So it was you who saved me!
Kay, I'm really glad you got your memories back.
Thank you.
Do you get it now? I can investigate on my own.
That's really nice. Gumshoe also had he also grew as a character. That's pretty great.
Gummy, don't run away. You've already proven that you can investigate on your own. After all, you saved me.
Detective, I need your help.
Yeah, they actually surprised me even on yesterday's stream too. Like they did a nice how what should I call it, maneuver? I don't know, with Sebastian Debest's character, who I thought I could never grow to like no matter what they do with him, and I was proven wrong. Like, they found like the one point that, I don't know, kind of touched me. So yeah, writing here is surprisingly good. Not that I thought it was bad, but it's like even better than what I thought it was.
Currently, I'm not a prosecutor, nor am I much of anything else. Even so, I would pursue this case. I ask you, not as a prosecutor, but as a friend.
I think it's also the first time he calls him that.
Detective Gumshoe, will you help us?
Oh, please, cut it out, sir.
Gummy!
Okay, I get it, pal. Oh, I can't bear to see Mr. Edgeworth bowing his head down to me like this.
Gummy!
Thank you, Detective.
What do you want me to do, sir?
Well, yeah, let's fill him in, I guess.
Detective Gumshoe, please tell me what you found in your investigation so far.
Roger, leave it to me, sir. I have 3 things to report. First up is about Kay's clothes that were sent to the crime lab. Traces of an extremely powerful sleeping drug called Sleepy Triple Z were found on them.
So that means after Kay was drugged at Gold Lake, she was brought to the roof of the Grand Tower.
That's right, sir. Now, for item number 2. The footage from the security camera at the Grand Tower's elevator.
The footage that captured President Huang and Judge Courtney going up to the roof. The elevator is generally the only way to get to the rooftop. And if the elevator was used, the person who used it would be caught on camera.
Exactly. In other words, if you look over the footage from a couple days ago, you should be able to see an unconscious Kay being carried up the roof.
That's actually really smart. I never thought about that.
Then, Gummy, does that mean you...
I checked out all the footage from before the incident 2 days ago on fast forward.
I see. And the results?
Well, actually, nothing came up, sir. Kay never showed up on the tape at all.
Does that mean that it was wiped, or... Yeah, he's actually being, like, useful and smart here. It's pretty impressive.
That was unexpected. I guess it won't be so easy. How was Kay brought up to the roof of the tower? I should take a moment to carefully consider the possibilities. Well then, let's hear your third and final report.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, the most important thing to report. I'm so happy to be able to investigate with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm gonna give it my all to arrest the culprit. That is all, sir.
I apologize for putting you through so much, Detective Gumshoe. However, that was your most important report. It had nothing to do with the case at all. I would have preferred something that's actually useful.
Oh, that merciless attitude. That's the Mr. Edgeworth I know, sir.
Okay, so the kidnapping now.
A young boy has been kidnapped. I want you to help us search for him.
A kidnapping, sir?
The victim is a boy by the name of John Marsh.
Ah, that kid with the horns.
Yes. Do you know about him?
When you spell it like that, Wada, it sounds like a rapper name.
I saw that boy myself, sir.
What? Was that this morning?
That's right. He came out of that trailer over there, and then he walked toward the garbage pickup area.
The garbage pickup area?
Interesting.
It's right over there, pal. That's where all the trash from the Grand Tower's offices is collected. I don't know what happened after that. Since I left the place around then.
It seems we must investigate the garbage pickup area.
Alright then. Let's go do that. That was actually really, really useful.
Gummy said John headed towards the garbage pickup area.
I'm not sure if I need to talk to Nicole. So we'll leave it for now. I'm more interested in what's over there.
Indeed. There might be some traces of him left behind. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Garbage pickup at 11. Okay, that's first of all important, because maybe that's when he was kidnapped. It's kind of a condensed timeline, but it's definitely possible, I'd say. Also his milk. That's definitely John's milk. On the ground.
The garbage pickup time is at 11 a.m. So that's why there's no trash.
When I looked here earlier, the place was overflowing with garbage, sir.
Could it be that he was hidden inside the box? There we go.
Looks like today is a day when bulk waste is collected during the garbage pickup.
There really were a lot of bulky items placed here, pal.
The garbage truck's compactor can crush any kind of garbage to dust.
Oh shit, I hope he wasn't ground to dust. That would be pretty fucking hardcore if they did that. Kind of like what I said earlier about the killer just like killing himself, so we'll never find the boy and we'll never bring him to justice. That's a great plot move, I think, but it doesn't really fit in here.
Huh. What do you know about how waste is disposed of, Mr. Edgeworth?
Maybe Mr. Shields, in order to accomplish his Mr. Edgeworth acquisition plan, sent him something like a moving process instructional brochure.
There are times when you're so sharp it's scary. Although they're few and far between.
Okay. And of course the milk, which is the biggest thing.
This milk carton is...
It's the one John was drinking out of.
There's no mistake. Something must have happened to John here. Combined with Detective Gumshoe's testimony, the chances are high that John was attacked at the garbage pickup area.
Sunny, likely place where he was attacked. Yes. I'll look up all my pieces of logic later to see what I can combine.
If it was here, there wouldn't be many witnesses. But why would John have to come to a place like this?
It would be natural to think that he came here to throw something away.
You have no way of knowing, since the garbage truck has already collected everything.
Could be that someone called him over here? I don't know. Yeah, I think the gate and the lock are the last thing.
Looks like the garbage pickup area is locked.
It's probably to prevent people outside of the Grand Tower from disposing of their trash here.
That's it? Nothing about this specific lock?
It's surprisingly empty, isn't it?
Indeed. It seems the garbage has just recently been collected.
I wonder, what if the garbage wasn't really collected? Maybe someone stole it all. Mr. Edgeworth, I smell a case.
There certainly is a faint smell of something. Is this truly the smell of a case, though?
Okay, I think that's all I can find over here. I don't see anything else. Okay, so let's move back. And look over our logic again. Let's see if... 3 footprints. Sound of an explosion. Cars that came through. You know what? Yeah, this... doesn't really add up, does it? Only attacks in a blue truck came through the plaza this morning. But there was supposed to be a pickup today. So that doesn't work out. The blue truck is still here? It's gone! Maybe that's it? But we saw it earlier, didn't we? I'm not sure. At what time? Hold on, I'm gonna try this. Even if I lose a bit of health, it's worth it.
The only vehicles that came through the plaza this morning were the taxi and a blue truck.
Gone pumpkin? Oh, just gone. Okay.
And Mr. DeBest was kidnapped in that taxi.
Yes. Meanwhile, John was attacked in the garbage pickup area. And the garbage was collected from there at 11 a.m.
Oh, I've got it, sir. The blue truck was actually...
That's right. The blue truck that came through the plaza was a garbage truck.
Okay, so it was a garbage truck. Didn't seem like one, though.
However, be that as it may, the officer who gave us this information made no mention that the blue truck was a garbage truck.
Talk about careless! How could someone mistake a garbage truck for a normal truck?
That's not it, Kay. Today was the day for the collection of bulk waste. I suspect it was a standard truck without a trash compactor that came by to collect the trash. John was taken away by this garbage truck. And where do garbage trucks go?
To the dump, of course.
Hold up! The culprit was disguised as a garbage collector, right? Then the truck was probably fake too. How do we know they really went to the dump?
No, the garbage truck should have been real.
Huh? Oh, why's that?
That will be made clear if you simply take a look at the garbage pickup area.
Because it's locked.
This shows that the garbage truck John was kidnapped in was real.
I think the lock. Because otherwise they wouldn't be able to grab the... Like if they didn't have the key, then they shouldn't be able to pick it up, right?
Take that! The garbage pickup area is locked.
Only a real garbage collector could have unlocked it to collect the trash.
Precisely. We should assume that the genuine garbage truck was used.
Interesting.
For example, the kidnapper could have put John into a large cardboard box. If the box was mixed in with the rest of the bulk waste,
The garbage collector would have carried John away without even knowing it.
exactly. The culprit would then lie in wait at the garbage dump. And if they said, I threw it away by mistake, the box would be returned to them.
Any garbage dumps nearby?
Actually, there are two. We already looked at this. There's two of them. Dawn Waste Center and the Dusk Waste Management.
Let's see. There's two of them.
So, which garbage dump was he taken to?
One of these two places.
Could there be a hint in any of the information I hold?
I'm thinking maybe the sound we heard? The big boom? But what could that be? I can't imagine it being near a dock, or... And the other one was near a mall, so I don't know. Maybe some fireworks at the mall? I don't know. One of these two places, which one was it? I think this could be our only clue to know which one. Though we could also just split and go to both of them, but if you can narrow it down, I guess that's better. Damn it.
Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic.
Shit. Okay, so that doesn't help us.
It's a guide map of the area around the Grand Tower. Let's see.
Okay, so we got both of these. We got the mall. We got the city hall. We got the harbor. Anything on the harbor, maybe?
It seems the harbor and the waste center are quite close to each other.
Maybe that's where they dispose of all the garbage that comes floating in from the ocean?
Perhaps they do, but I'm sure they also deal with other types of waste as well.
Other types of waste. You don't mean shells and fish bones, do you? You can't just throw away the fish and shells you catch from the sea like garbage. You ought to recycle them, make them into jewelry and stuff.
Okay, let's talk about this matter some other time. Okay, so there's that, and there's the mall here.
Dusk waste management. Do they help you manage your wasteful spending?
No, this is where the garbage trucks bring all the combustible waste. Combustible? Maybe they blew up the garbage next to him? I don't know. Do they actually do that? I thought they just incinerate it. By the way, Kay, why are you so fidgety?
It's nothing. More importantly, there's another waste center on the top right corner of the map.
Since they're separate facilities, they probably handle different kinds of waste. Although, there does seem to be a lot of waste management facilities around here.
Oh, I think I know why. I bet they're always collecting garbage from dusk till dawn.
Are you so fidgety because you were waiting for a chance to say that? Okay. So these don't really help us. I guess it's time to, well... Should we ask the guard? Maybe he knows, actually. Is the guard duty going well?
Yes, sir, of course. Besides using my eyes and ears, I'm also trying to use my sense of smell, touch, and even taste. I'm going to revolutionize the way we do guard duty in this stodgy institution.
I'm sorry, but please perform your guard duty the way it's always been done. Okay, so he's not much help. I guess we have to talk to Nicole. Wait, we can't go over there, right? No, I'm not even sure what is over there. Maybe the set. All my hard works helped move the case forward. I reckon it's all in a good day's work.
I'm not so sure about that. We've been chasing after an entirely different person.
Indeed. It seems she did not properly examine the photo earlier. What now? Was my info really all that bad? No. Some of the blame also falls on us for relying on a dubious information source. It's time for us to regroup and start over. Could you hold on a sec? If you think I'm staying quiet after being called a dubious source, you got another thing coming. Fine then. Guess I'll just have to tell you about the scoop I've been saving. You've been saving a scoop? Let's hear it. Although I'm not expecting much, let's hear it. What is this scoop of yours? It's Mozilla. I have decisive evidence that the mighty Mozilla exists. Okay, let's go, okay. Hold up! I'm being serious. Y'all might not believe it, but it's true. We don't have much time, but I guess there's no other way. Would this decisive evidence of yours be something that you recorded on that tape recorder? That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. You're good at figuring things out, ain't ya? Everything's a right game. The witnesses and people you ask are always withholding information. Yes, I know. Either withholding or like outright lying. Even if it's like to help them. There's always something like that, and it's really weird. Like whether it's a trial you're trying to gather. Yeah, you're absolutely true, Wada. It's the sound of Mozilla spewing out fire. This place nearly became a sea of flames. Could this have to do with the combustible waste management? If you say so. Don't make that face. If you think I'm lying, then have a listen for yourself. Ready? Here comes the flame. I don't know, we turned into a metal band suddenly. How was that?
It's hard to tell over your shouting, but if you say so, I guess they could be flames.
Miss Swift, did you truly witness these so-called flames? Well, to tell the truth, I didn't really see it with my own two eyes. On account of, I wasn't actually there at the time. Mozilla had appeared. Wouldn't you have noticed no matter where you were? Well, I was a ways off and was using a slightly unusual recording method, so... Could you explain to me this recording method in more detail? Guess I just dug my own grave. Truth is, I was aiming for a scoop, so I did me some wireless wiretapping.
Wait a minute. Wireless wiretapping? If there's no wires, how do you tap them?
Kay, please don't concern yourself with the semantics. She was simply intercepting wireless communications and listening in without permission. I've been spending the last few days scoping out the Grand Tower with my mentor. So you were investigating the black market auctions. In that case, you naturally would have tapped the immediate area surrounding the Grand Tower. You betcha, but right there and then, I hear an ear-shattering roar. Finally, Mozilla appears. My heart is pounding. I feel him drawing near.
So, everything except the sound is just your own personal impressions, right?
In the end, it seems that you didn't actually see anything. Well, I reckon writing's more my thing. Anyway, as I continued tuning into the situation, little Miss K over there almost shatters my eardrums.
Eavesdropping is for cowards! Why don't you come out and fight us fair and square?
What was that sound just now? So maybe they do correlate, the boom and the sound that she recorded, which would again lead us to the combustion waste management plant. Oh, Souther, I said bless her. Bless her soul. Bless her kind soul. I see. Miss Swift, while you were eavesdropping, you were surprised by Kay's voice and fell over. In other words, you did not hear her voice directly. You heard it via the radio waves emitted by the bug, did you not?
What? Then, does that mean the one who planted the bug on me was...
I was just eavesdropping. I'd never stoop to bugging anybody. Miss Swift, do you mind if we borrow that tape for a while? Just do what you please already. Tape recorder data jotted down. I don't know. Oh, probably
Mr. Edgeworth!
yeah, probably these guys. Mr. Keys, Miss Berry. Oh, it's his little monkey. Forgot his name though.
Did you find him? Not yet. Just where could John be?
John?
Ah! No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Simon the Monkey Boy, yeah. You don't know anything about the kidnapping. Regarding Sebastian, we found him not too long ago. Monkey's actually, yeah, that's part of their act. He actually does. Maybe we'll see the sprite. And we were theorizing because he was a suspect in in the second case. So we thought that there was a theory that maybe the monkey made him do it or something kooky like that, but no.
Really? That's great. Thank you so much. Now I won't be arrested again.
Oh, okay. Or are we supposed to talk to them right now and find out what they know? Or maybe powers too? I don't know. Let's try these guys, I guess.
As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, how did you find him? Naturally, it was all thanks to his powers of logic and reasoning.
Actually, it was just a coincidence.
I guess we weren't any help at all, were we? Don't be silly. Of course you helped. Really, thanks a lot. Where were you guys searching, Simon? It was a bit far off, but we searched around the Sunshine Coliseum.
Oh, this might actually be really important. What were they doing there? It's not that far from the Dawn Waste Center, so...
The Sunshine Coliseum. So they were by the shore.
Aha! Fireworks.
There were a lot of people at the event there, so I thought he might have gone as well. An event? Sounds like fun. Is it a festival? I want to go too. It was a lot of fun. There were food stands, fireworks, and much more. Simon got worn out by all the people in the crowd pretty quickly, though. You didn't have to tell them that.
What if they know Sally? Sally? Wait, Sally who sells seashells by the seashore? That Sally? Or am I mixing up the wrong memes? Or food stands and fireworks. There we go. That's the boom.
It's settled. Once we wrap up this case, let's all go there.
I didn't know her name was Sally, though. It always goes she sells. So I never knew her name. Thanks for that, Wada.
At any rate, I'm glad you were able to find him so quickly.
Why is that?
The truth is, our circus show is about to start soon. So, I don't think we would have been able to help out with the search much longer.
Sorry to burden you with this when you also needed to prepare for your performance.
No, it's okay. Please don't worry about it.
Oh, there's a song. I never knew that. I'll check that out later. I thought it was just like a tongue twister, but I didn't know there's a whole song about it.
After all, I didn't want to get arrested again. I'm so relieved you were able to find him, Mr. Edgeworth.
He's saying arrested again because the trial where the best is needed, that Francisca's filling in for him, is the trial of Regina... not Regina, of the warden of the prison. I forgot her name right now. The Russian lady. And he was the one who was the first suspect before we proved that it was her. So that's why he's worried about getting arrested again, if they find her not guilty.
Yeah, but the warden still hasn't been declared guilty yet. What? So, you're saying there's still a chance I might be arrested? No way.
Okay, please don't tease him.
Okay, that's enough, but I think we got what we needed now. Let's see if the boom and the fireworks add up.
Mr. Keys, didn't you say that there were fireworks at the Coliseum earlier?
Huh? What about them?
Were those fireworks set off during the day?
Yeah, even just while we were there, a bunch of them were set off. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
That explosion sound we heard at the end of the kidnapper's phone call could very well have been the fireworks.
Don't think you can get away with this. How many flashbacks do they need? This was like 10 minutes ago.
Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice. But I highly doubt that.
Boom. And I thought he killed himself.
For the sound to have been picked up by the phone, it must have been fairly loud.
So that means the culprit was near the Colosseum.
The kidnapper was near the Sunshine Coliseum. And which waste plant is next to the Coliseum? The Dawn one, I think.
Even so, I bet the fireworks could be heard in lots of places around the Colosseum.
Indeed. It would be impossible for us to search the entire area by ourselves. If only we could have the police lend us a hand.
We don't need that. We already know this.
Based on the explosion sound we heard from the kidnapper's phone, we know that John is being confined someplace in the vicinity of the Colosseum.
One of the garbage dumps is right next to the Colosseum.
John was almost certainly taken there. In which case, the place he is being confined to must also be somewhere close by. Close by, I meant to say. Detective Gumshoe,
Yes, sir.
could I ask you to search the area around this garbage dump?
You don't have to ask me like we're strangers, sir. It feels so distant. Please just order me around like you normally do.
Are you sure, Detective? Right now, I'm not a prosecutor.
Didn't I tell you, sir? Detectives don't just investigate for the sake of prosecutors.
You have my thanks, Detective.
Alright, we did it. And full health. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to worry about that too, Wada. He kind of likes Edgeworth being so rough on him. It would explain why he's staying in the job with like such shitty pay and benefits.
Mr. Edgeworth, look! It's almost time!
Yes, it would be best if we hurry. We should also be at their limit. Detective Gumshoe, I'm counting on you.
Leave it to me, sir. This may be an unofficial investigation.
Hey, hey, Chairs! It's okay. It's good to have you, man. So, did you make any plans for your break yet? Anything special?
But I'll call in all of my pals from the station to help.
I'll help too! Stealing John back is my job after all.
I will be returning to the courtroom. I might be able to draw out some more time.
Okay! Well then, even in the depths of night.
The clock just struck 2. We have to hurry.
Yes, sir.
Ah! My introduction! When no other bird takes dare to take flight!
Gonna finish a bit of work. Okay, fair enough. No black tar heroin, though? That's a shame. Oh, Blaze is here now? So he is in custody.
Well, well, well. If it isn't former Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Blaze the best.
Witness, face forward!
We're not done talking yet.
Like I said, you see. Why exactly would I have needed to help that person out, Your Honor?
So this doesn't add up. Like the kidnapper, the guy on the phone did talk just like it. Maybe it's like his brother or something? Could it be? I don't know. All dealers aren't selling during Christmas. Aw, that sucks. Time to find better dealers, I think.
You know, it's a crying shame. Having a beautiful woman declare you guilty. Honestly, it brings tears to my eyes. But you see, there's no reason for me to go out of my way to hide evidence just to save her.
Objection! However, we still have the testimony of your son, Prosecutor the Best. He testified that he handed the evidence over to you.
Well, I haven't the slightest clue what he was talking about. I simply can't imagine why Sebastian would have said something like that, you know?
Objection!
What if there's evidence that shows your connection with Warden Roland?
And just what do you think you're doing, former Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was under the impression that you were no longer in any position to stand in court.
Miles Edgeworth, how dare you barge into my prosecutor's bench?
Francisca, I'm sorry. I need you to lend me the bench for a little while.
What are you saying?
Judge Courtney, I've brought vital evidence related to this case. Your Honor, please allow me to testify.
She'd never allow it.
Objection!
Objection. Courtney Pie. Uncle Ray also asked that he be allowed to testify. There are no objections from the prosecution either, right?
Understood. The prosecution also has no objections.
Objection! Objection! There's no way you can allow something like this, you know. Such high-handed methods. Surely are enough to warrant being held in contempt of court. Wouldn't you say, Courtney?
Oh, she's being torn.
As long as John is still in danger, Judge Courtney cannot rule against the warden. I must convey to her somehow that the search for his son is progressing. Judge Courtney, I ask that you have faith in me and my assistant.
Now that you mention it, where exactly is she?
She is currently out searching for the most important piece of evidence.
Objection! It's a waste of time. There's no such evidence. Are you stalling for time? How disgraceful.
Objection!
Objection. Most important piece of evidence, huh? Courtney Pie. I don't really know what that evidence is, but I think we should have faith in her. After all, even if she may not look like it, she's still the great thief Yadagarasu.
Somehow, it seems that Mr. Shields understands. Judge Courtney, we've already determined the general location of that evidence. It's only a matter of time before she steals the evidence back.
I understand. Then I shall give you special permission to testify.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is ridiculous.
Smash! This vital evidence that you have found, please present it to the court.
Blaze the Best and Patricia Rowland are somehow connected. Allow me to present the evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows the relationship between Patricia Rowland and Blaze the Best?
I'm actually not sure. Let's go over everything. There's a tape recorder which recorded something like a fire-breathing roar. I don't know. There was the bug. I think that's relevant. Knightley's mementos. Inside the safe. It could be this. That these were inside a safe where we know that he was conducting a black market auction. So this is a potential one. Report on Knightley. Oh, there we go. Report on Knightley's connection with Dogen by Patricia Rowland to Blaze. Well, there we go. That's perfect. It was written by Patricia to the best. So yes, this should be it. Take that!
This document contains a detailed report regarding the interrogation of a certain man.
Oh, certain man?
That man being the late Horace Knightley. And the one who interrogated him was the defendant in this trial, Patricia Rowland.
Looks like it just gave the answer away. Well, yeah, it's not always that difficult. This game is, like, also for kids at the end of the day.
So that means there was the interrogation where...
That's right. Patricia Rowland murdered Knightley in the aftermath of the interrogation. And that very interrogation has been recorded in this written report.
That definitely sounds like vital evidence.
Objection! Miles Edgeworth, just now you referred to that document as a written report. Now, just who in the world was that report written for?
I thought you might ask that, Francisco. And that's precisely what is most important about this report. We found this document inside the safe in the storeroom on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower.
The 51st floor. The storeroom for the black market auction.
Indeed, the conductor of the auction was you, Blaze the Best. You received a report about the victim from Warden Rowland. In the face of this evidence, can you still say that you have no connection to this case?
In regards to that, I refuse to answer.
What?
It has yet to be proven in court that I was the conductor of the black market auction.
Oh, have you already forgotten the events of this morning? I believe I had already proved it back then, did I not?
Also, even if it's not proven, just the fact that he's a suspect, I think, would be enough.
I will not deny that I was bested by you. However, that was at the crime scene. Who knows if the results will be the same in court? An acquittal is still possible, you see. Until it's been proven in court that I am the conductor of the black market auctions. You can't prove that document was addressed to me.
Your logic is twisted.
That's not very nice, you know. My logic isn't twisted, is it? Courtney? Don't you feel the same way? It was quite unlike you to allow former Prosecutor Edgeworth's statement just now, you know? It saddens me, you see, that you would fail to uphold the law as a judge should.
Look who's talking.
In fact, I'm so upset by this, I may have no other choice but use my last resort, you know?
Burning the evidence? What is that?
It is, as you say. Something that has not been proven in court does not merit any deliberation.
But isn't him being a suspect, that should be enough, I think.
I will have to overrule Mr. Edgeworth's claim.
As I thought, until John has been rescued.
You see, the truth at the scene and the truth in the courtroom are two very different things.
So, you're saying the truth can be distorted in court as long as it's for your sake?
What a horrible thing to say. I'm not distorting the truth or anything like that, you know? If a not guilty verdict is handed down, then that becomes the truth. That's all it is, you see?
It's useless. There's nothing we can do unless the missing evidence turns up.
Now then, Courtney, why don't you deliver a not guilty verdict and let's get this over with? After all, that evidence isn't gonna show up anytime soon, you know?
Objection.
We know what that is.
Who raised an objection just now?
Hero of the day.
Pops?
The truth is what you make of it meme. Man, I feel like the trope gets really overused. I don't know. They didn't really use it as much in these series so far. In this series so far, I think. Blaze is the only one I think who really had the power until now to like do whatever he wants, since he was basically, well, virtually in charge of the entire criminal justice system in Japanifornia. Just in general. Oh yeah, yeah. In recent years, it's definitely been a thing. I think a lot of it is because of Assassin's Creed. I think that's like the main meme of Assassin's Creed. And also, like, yeah, a lot of games recently have been about, like, you know, finding the real truth. Watch Dogs probably too, and Dishonored, maybe even Deus Ex. I don't know. So yeah, I agree. There's definitely been a lot about that, and I think it's because of corruption. It's all about corruption in the end. And since we're seeing more and more like evidence of corruption, we're just more aware, I think, of more and more corruption around the world, and it becomes like a hot button topic.
But, Pops?
Sebastian. Why did you come back here? Now of all times.
Smash. Sebastian, what is the meaning of this?
Just where were you and what have you been doing since you abandoned your own trial?
I'm sorry. I was,
Such an act is unbecoming of a prosecutor. You should be ashamed.
Well...
Sebastian, you still don't get it, you know? This court has no place for sniveling child such as yourself.
Pops,
Oh.
I've come to present new evidence, Your Honor. So, please, let me take my place back at the prosecutor's bench.
Sebastian, I didn't think he would come back. He would come back.
Objection! What's all this now, Sebastian? You don't seem at all like your normal self.
Pops,
Come now. What's the matter? You want Daddy to play with you? Is that it? Well then, why don't we just head on back home?
return to the witness stand.
What's wrong? You're shaking like a leaf.
Objection! Did you see that synchronized sprite that just there? Your Honor! The prosecutor officially in charge of this case has just arrived with new evidence. The trial is still in session. In light of this, shouldn't we continue with the proceedings? I also like that we're back in court. It's been a long, long time. Since in this game, in the first Miles Edgeworth one, there wasn't like one case in court.
Naturally. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I'm sure the defense attorney originally in charge would say the same.
The prosecution has no objections either, Your Honor.
Continue with the proceedings? That won't be necessary. Isn't that right, Courtney?
He still believes that he was the one who kidnapped John. As long as John still hasn't been found, Judge Courtney will remain bound by Blaze, and nothing else will change that.
Oh, she's really in a bad place. Is that her cell phone?
That sound is...
I think that's her ringtone, isn't it?
Her cell phone. My phone as well.
Huh? Uncle Ray's phone is also...
What's going on?
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Shields!
They got him! Oh, good job, guys.
We found John, sir!
We rescued John!
Excellent work, Detective.
The kid was the most important piece of evidence, right? Way to go, Kay.
I wanted to spread the word quickly, so I had everyone call.
They didn't find the culprit, though. I see. That must be him.
Judge Courtney, it's for you.
Why is the kid cosplaying as a cow again? It's part of his role. He's the star of the Mozilla movie. And he's like, his role is like, he's the kid that can communicate with Mozilla using his horns or something. So it's all part of that. I kind of like this ringtone, actually. It grows on me.
Yes. I see. I'm so glad you're safe.
Oh, it's him calling her. Okay. So another kidnapper.
Make sure you properly thank everyone. Okay? Be careful. And come home safe.
Now she can be Judge Courtney, really.
Let us resume the proceedings. Now that I may once again swing my gavel to my heart's content.
You're kidding, right? This is just a sad joke, you know?
Smash! Witness, this is no joke. Please return to the stand. Prosecutor DeBest as well. Promptly return to your seat at the prosecutor's bench. Yes, Your Honor.
Nice. I like how this is going. Sebastian the Best.
Yes, Miss Von Karma.
I leave the rest to you.
Huh?
Going up against your own father. It won't be easy. I shall observe how things pan out from the gallery. Good on her.
Smash. Now then, allow me to ask once more. Is the prosecution ready? Prosecutor DeBest, what is this new evidence you wish to present? The missing knife and chisel, Your Honor.
You mean they've finally been found? Rumble.
Smash. Prosecutor DeBest, is this true? The knife and chisel. I wasn't able to find them. I searched and searched. I really did. But it was already too late.
Too late.
What do you mean?
I remembered. This morning, when I passed by Pops in the garage at home.
That's exactly my face right now, Wada.
He was holding something wrapped in a newspaper. Pops, where are you going?
Ah, Sebastian. Just taking out some trash.
And it was jingling, huh?
At that moment, I heard it. The faint sound of a bell.
That sound have been by any chance.
The bell attached to Dogan's chisel?
In other words, you're saying that the witness threw away the evidence?
Well, if this is what he's saying and he's the prosecutor in charge, that should be like pretty serious, right? We can take that as fact, right?
I searched for it, but I didn't make it in time. I'm sorry.
Where exactly did you search for it?
The garbage dump.
Which one?
I went to the garbage dump and searched everywhere. I thought the evidence Pops threw away had to be there.
Isn't that Sebastian?
What are you doing here? Whoa!
I don't know why he was screaming, but
He ignored us.
so at that time, he had gone to the garbage dump. Like he wouldn't have left it through chance like that, is my guess. What do you mean chance? Oh, that he just threw it away? It's not really chance, is it? Like when you throw something away to the trash and the garbage men pick it up, it's pretty much gone. Anotoki, yeah. Our word of the day.
But this was all I could find. It smells rather peculiar.
Now that you mention it, it's kind of a funky smell coming from you as well.
Well, he was at the garbage dump.
What do you expect? I was digging through garbage.
And what of the knife?
I think it's buried somewhere in that giant mountain of trash. But I couldn't find it myself. I understand. I shall accept this into evidence.
Why? It's just a rock, isn't it?
Well done, Sebastian. You never betray my expectations, you know? You search so desperately through the garbage, and that's all you have to show for it. Oh, what a tearjerker. I'm tearing up already.
Objection.
Objection. It's a bit too early for tears, don't you think? You haven't examined the evidence properly yet. Well, I think it's just a pointless waste of time, you know? I'm counting on you. Sebastian, Miles. Show him the truth can be exposed in court and take him down.
This shield is backing us up. Now all we need is a breakthrough. Prosecutor the best, let's take a closer look at the evidence.
Right.
I've hacked lower your expectations for your kids so when they do something they can exceed. Yep, or for life. It also works just generally in life. Cheers. Is that a sign? Is there anything specific I can examine? Let's have a look inside. It'd be great if we could find some kind of proof. Inside the... Oh, it's not a rock. This is the bell that was attached to Dugan's chisel. Are there any traces left behind on it? Shit, well if it's separated, that's even worse. It'll be much harder to find the chisel now.
It's no good. There's not even a single smudge on it.
Dugan's chisel.
What did you find, Prosecutor the best?
Did you even find anything?
Darn it.
Of course you'd find nothing. Something like that can be called evidence, you know?
Yeah, they really are. And it's a lot of fun. I love it. They did something similar in Ace Attorney Investigations 1, but I like this a bit better. Says it really all comes together. That was like, in the first game, it was more like the culmination of a story arc that went through the entire thing. Like, we always heard about a black market auction and all that, or something about a black market and a ring of smugglers and all that, and it came to a culmination in the final case. But here it's like a bit of every case helps us to solve this one, which is really great.
All it is trash. It may be sad, but that's the truth, you see.
Was Sebastian's effort all for naught? Indeed, this spell does not seem to be valid evidence. However,
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really giving up?
Calm as always, Edgeworth. Quite unlike Sebastian here.
Well then, isn't the prosecution finished with its argument? Objection! Justine, not yet. We're not through yet. There's still something we haven't examined.
Still not giving up. Struggling in vain's not cute at all, you know.
it seems Sebastian hasn't given up yet either. I was just thinking the exact same thing. The last item remaining, is it trash or is it evidence? If we don't examine it, we'll never find out. The item I'm thinking of is
The newspaper? If it was wrapped in the newspaper, that might help us. I'm thinking this is it. Not sure though.
We're still not done examining the newspaper that the bell was wrapped in.
It seems that Sebastian has the same idea as I do.
Okay, good.
Wow. This is just wonderful, you know? So wonderful, it's to cry for. Is it desperation or simply reckless abandon? Are you really going to pin all your hopes on a worthless scrap of newspaper?
We won't know for sure whether or not it's worthless until we examine it, will we? Sebastian, let's examine it post-haste.
Okay, so.
Oh yes, right, because the gloves! Oh, this is gonna work out.
Also, I think it's I think they made a mistake here. I think it's supposed to be hate, not H-T-A-E. I think that's what it says on Blaze's gloves that we found earlier. Oh no, it's death. Now I see it. Never mind. They did it right. It's death and there's a D on the thumb. Now I see it.
Is this a handprint?
There's something greasy on here too. Is it oil?
Yes, it is.
Judge Courtney, we'd like to request a fingerprint analysis on this paper.
That won't help because it was a glove, but we have the gloves.
Could you please summon someone from forensics?
Even though it's kind of a problem, they're probably going to ignore that here, but isn't this exactly like why OJ went free? Because if I remember right, the reason OJ went free is because they found like the bloody glove, which is supposed to be definitive evidence, but because they didn't get like a warrant to search in his car, the evidence was inadmissible, so they couldn't use it in court. Since the police didn't, like, they broke the law in a sense. So it was inadmissible, and that's why OJ was released, because that was the only evidence they had, the only decisive evidence. So it's the same here. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Yeah, but didn't they find... Is it really because the glove didn't fit? I thought it would, like, I don't know, someone told me once that it's because that the evidence was inadmissible since they didn't have a warrant. Is that not it? I never actually read that much about the Simpson trial, and obviously it's a smaller thing here than it is in the US. A multitude of things? But that was a thing, okay. So anyway, I think that's kind of what might happen here, since yes, we found that evidence, but we were trespassing. Even though we did, like, no, but we're not even police anymore or anything, so we can't, yeah, so... I think they're not gonna object to that, but technically it's not really okay. Unless, of course, in Japanifornia, there's no rule against that for some reason.
Could you please summon someone from forensics?
Your request is accepted. Contact the lab at once.
Reporting. These are definitely fingerprints. Oh, so it's not the glove. Maybe the glove is fingerless? No, there they are. I thought it was this. Yeah, it even says death. That proves it. So how come there are fingerprints? That's weird.
However, it's from a glove.
Oh, fingerprints in that sense.
What?
Didn't I tell you? It's nothing but a worthless scrap of paper. Just think about it, you know? When handling important evidence. What kind of idiot wouldn't use gloves? Oh wait, wouldn't that be you? The idiot who doesn't even know when to give up?
That's pretty harsh, talking to your son like that.
What's wrong with calling an idiot an idiot? If you want to be the best, you have to be heartless. I have no compassion for worthless individuals, not even my own son.
Pops.
You know, you've always called yourself a genius prosecutor, haven't you? Didn't I explain to you this morning why you were a genius up until now? That's right. It was all because of me. Because of my authority. You were always being protected by people like Courtney and me. Now, get that stinking face of yours out of my sight.
Stinking?
You know, now that I think about it, that stench might just suit you perfectly. Just keep it away from my nose, or my eyes will start watering.
Objection. Wrong. You're wrong, Pops.
Sebastian, what are you talking about?
You're the one who stinks, Pops. It's you, not me.
What?
You haven't noticed, have you? You smell, Pops. So much that you can't even hide it. Mr. Edgeworth, try smelling the handprint on the newspaper.
The smell? Was it actually foreshadowing then when we talked to the guard earlier and he said that he's using all of his senses, his sense of smell, touch, and taste? And now we're using our sense of smell as well to solve the case? It smells like oil.
I know something that smells just like it.
Come to think of it, back then, it smells like motor oil. Maintaining that motorcycle must be Blaze's hobby.
That's right. The smell proves it.
And also, you know, the prints.
It proves that the culprit who hid the evidence was... It's no good. I guess it can't become the best after all. I'm too soft. I could never be so heartless. I just can't bring down my own father with my own hands.
I just noticed that this is the family resemblance between them. They both like cry all the time. Even though Sebastian has a much better reason, I gotta say. Prosecutor the best. Summon your courage. Become a different prosecutor from your father. Wasn't that what you decided? We are prosecutors, and as prosecutors, we stand in the courtroom. In that case,
Isn't it our duty to shed light on the truth? Exposing crimes and bringing criminals to justice, even if the criminal is your own father. That is your duty as a prosecutor. Didn't I promise you that if you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way? And if you cannot do it alone, then we shall do it together.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to present the evidence that connects this handprint with my father.
And we already know it has to be this.
Take that! This is the smell of motor oil, the kind used for maintaining motorcycles.
Both myself and Mr. Edgeworth have smelled this exact same smell before.
Blaze the best? It was in your garage. Garage.
I don't know.
And wouldn't you say these fingerprints have a rather peculiar shape? The 5 letters that spell out D-E-A-T-H. It's exactly the same as your own gloves.
Objection! Ha! Ha ha! You can buy gloves like that from anywhere. It doesn't prove a thing.
Objection! Is that really the case? That's not the only thing that...
Oh, that's not the only thing that these 2 pieces of evidence have in common.
The fingerprints on the newspaper that was used to wrap up the bell. And Blaze's mechanic gloves. This is the unmistakable similarity they both share.
I gotta say the dust and oil, both of those, right? But mostly like the dirt or whatever that is.
Take that! This is the unmistakable similarity that these 2 pieces of evidence share.
I'm not quite sure where this unmistakable similarity is, you know?
Even if you don't understand, I do.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't understand either.
So that wasn't it. Shit, so what is it? Oh, the A.
The A is a bit rubbed off. So that's gotta be it.
Mr. Edgeworth, let's look closely at the fingerprints on the newspaper again.
Yeah, so if it was a different glove, what's the chance that just the A would be faded on that as well?
It should definitely have a similarity with a glove.
As I thought, that glove isn't evidence at all.
Is that really the case? That's not the only similarity.
Okay, so now I got it. It's the A.
Take that! If you examine the imprint left by the letter A, you will see it's unmistakably from this glove.
What?
And that's not all. There is one more item we must take note of. Namely, these dirt stains. Oh, come on. I just showed that. Couldn't you have just like taken that into account? I suggest we do a comparative analysis of the dirt stains from the newspaper and the glove. If the contents match up, then it will prove to be decisive evidence.
Smash. Bailiff, please have these dirt samples sent to forensics for analysis immediately.
Oh! Edgeworth! Sebastian! You lowly prosecutors! Do you have any idea who I am?
Pops, you can't run away anymore. It's been proven in court that you concealed the evidence, and that you tried to cover for the defendant.
So this should just like add up to his list of crimes, right? Excellent.
You're saying that I'm guilty? That I'll be sent to prison? Me? Blaze the best? A couple of snot-nosed punks are gonna make me disappear? There must be some mistake.
Objection. be a man and admit your crimes.
Objection! Do you really think you can survive if I'm not around?
I'll be fine now. I thought I wanted to become the best prosecutor, so I could get your approval, Pops. But when I was kidnapped by your men and stuck in that dark room, I started thinking, I am truly powerless. I despaired and averted my eyes from the truth, but at that moment, Mr. Edgeworth stepped in and showed me the way. And now, I am no longer just a child chasing something. I've become capable. I can find evidence all on my own now.
Whoa. My men kidnapped you? Why were you?
Objection. Pops, I'll show you the truth you never knew through this trial.
Sebastian! How dare you speak to me like that? You should have just stayed as an idiot's son.
You may have hated me to the very end, Pops. But I've always looked up to you. Thank you for everything up until now. And goodbye.
You. Since when did you? All you've ever been able to do is be incapable, Sebastian!
It has been established.
Sorry.
It has been established that the evidence was concealed by Blaze the Best himself. A judgment regarding his concealment of evidence shall be delivered at a separate trial. The missing chisel and knife still have yet to be found. However, once a search of the waste disposal site is underway, they will surely be discovered.
The knife will be found? What will happen to me if it's found?
No need to worry. You'll simply receive the punishment you deserve for your crime.
Punishment? For me? Blaze, what in the world are you doing? You... After all your boasting about being able to create your own truths and not guilty verdicts. That's why I contacted you immediately after the prison incident in the first place. And to make matters worse, you even kidnapped the wrong kid. I just can't believe this. You really are completely useless, Split.
That was certainly a violent outburst. But you heard her, Prosecutor the Best.
Yeah, she got flustered and said a bunch of important stuff. Right?
Indeed, that's correct. He still doesn't seem very sure of himself.
Very well. And with that, this court is adjourned. Smash.
Not so fast.
What?
Was?
Who are you?
Judge Courtney, it's still too early for a happy ending. Lang Z says, the end of the trial is not always the end of the case.
And who might you be?
Yeah, but also the not so has been fasted chairs, and that's a legal thing in Japanifornia. If you not so fast someone, they have to like not do it so fast. So court is still not over yet, I guess.
The name's Shilong Lang. I'm just a humble lone investigator.
Do you have some objection with this trial?
Hold on a second. Sorry, just had to cough and I didn't want to kill everybody's ears. Let me just get some water. Okay, sorry.
Do you have some objection with this trial?
Ha! Not a chance. The defendant there has a heart as black as a moonless night.
Water moat.
Ling? Don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison, where you belong.
We still don't know what happened 12 years ago. We know it was something big. Along with the last film of Mozilla being shot 12 years ago, but I'm dying to know what it is already.
12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence. Don't you agree?
Agent Lang, what are you talking about?
The SS5 incident from 12 years ago. It's a case I'll never forget.
12 years ago?
Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my father were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life.
Oh yeah, his dad and the president were really close.
But then, he suddenly changed.
The president.
It's as if he became an entirely different person.
Which is also why I thought maybe the person who died now isn't actually the president or something? I don't know. Someone took his place, maybe?
Nowadays, he doesn't even have a shred of faith in the police force of Zheng Fa.
12 years ago? I wonder what went on then. Might it have something to do with Lang's father and President Wang?
Patricia Rowland, and you, Blaze the Best. Back then, the two of you killed off the Lang clan.
Were you involved in the incident 12 years ago?
That's right, I was. However, I'm not here to chase after ghosts of the past. I'm here for you, Justine Courtney.
Me?
You and one other.
Her son?
John!
Miss Courtney, you're coming along too. As a suspect in the murder of the president of Zheng Fa, Dijon Wang.
Objection! Agent Lang, what evidence do you...
Not so fast. Settle down, Mr. Prosecutor. The investigation has only just begun. We're going to inspect the crime scene with the suspects in attendance.
Agent Lang, did he get his hands on some new pieces of evidence?
If you have any objections, then you can tag along as well.
I shall do just that. The end of the trial is not always the end of the case. There are still many mysteries yet unsolved surrounding the murder of the president. Namely, the true nature of the giant monster and...
Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice. But I highly doubt that.
the true identity of the person on the other end of the phone.
To be continued. And perhaps for the first time, it actually syncs up with the end of my stream, so that's great. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and especially Wada and Chairs. It's been a pleasure having you around. I hope you guys and everybody else watching and lurking out there, enjoy the stream at least as much as I do. As I said, it's definitely my favorite case in both of the Miles Edgeworth games so far. So this is great. A 1 in a million sync, yeah. Yeah, me too. It's still a while. As you said, it's only just starting since we solved one case that we weren't even supposed to solve, but now the main mystery still goes on. This was like a big sidetrack from the actual case, which we're now going to delve into. But we finally have everybody. We can answer questions, hopefully, and see how it all ties up. So yeah, I'm also hyped for the ending. So I'll be back probably tomorrow. I can't tell for sure yet since it depends on some work stuff that I'll only know later tonight or tomorrow. So I'll be updating the schedule. You can check that out to know for sure. There's a North American version and a European version on my Twitch page. But it's going to be, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be the same time as today. When will we get your badge back? I think that by the end of this, he'll just, and that's part of why we were in court right now too. I think that like Edgeworth will just like kind of get the rush back of being a prosecutor after being in court and proving the truth and all that. He'll just like get the rush back and decide that maybe he does belong there. That's my theory right now, but we'll just have to see. So as I said, you can check the schedule to see when I'm streaming and if I am actually streaming tomorrow or not. I'll update it soon. And of course, you can also follow me if you feel like it on Twitch, Twitter, and Steam to get notifications whenever I start to stream so you don't miss it. And also on Twitch and YouTube to watch my past broadcasts of this and other games as well. So that's it, guys. It's been a blast. I'll see you guys around. Sadly, I didn't stream as much as I hoped to during the weekend, but hopefully I'm planning on having a lot more free time starting February, starting the end of January, really, since I'm gonna change my jobs. I'm gonna stop working where I work right now, where it's a full-time job, and I have hopefully I'm gonna have some more free time. I'm gonna be like a more freelance type of worker. So that's it for now. It's still a ways off. I hope to see all of you tomorrow, or if not, real soon. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a good one. Marco.